Hello, everyone, and welcome back to History Genius. Today, we have a fascinating topic to discuss: British colonization in Africa. This pivotal period in history has left a lasting impact on the continent, and we're going to explore the reasons behind it, the effects on local communities, and what happened after colonization ended. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Alright, let's get started. To understand British colonization in Africa, we need to start with the why. So, why did the British, along with other European powers, decide to colonize this vast continent? Well, there were several reasons. Economic interests. One significant motive was economic. Africa was seen as a treasure trove of valuable resources like rubber, timber, minerals, and ivory. The British sought to extract and exploit these resources to boost their own economies. Competition among European powers. There was intense competition among European nations to establish colonies in Africa. This race for supremacy led to the colonization of African territories, often with little regard for the existing communities. Strategic control. The British wanted strategic control over key trade routes and access to new markets. By colonizing parts of Africa, they could secure these routes and strengthen their global dominance. Now that we know why colonization happened, let's talk about its impact on the local communities of Africa. Loss of land. Many African communities lost their ancestral lands due to the expansion of colonial territories. This led to displacement, loss of livelihoods, and disruption of traditional ways of life. Cultural suppression. Colonizers often suppressed local cultures and imposed their own customs and languages. This eroded indigenous identities and led to a sense of cultural loss among the affected communities. Economic exploitation. Africans were often forced into low-paying jobs, such as laborers on plantations and mines. The wealth generated from these industries primarily benefited the colonizers, leaving the local communities in poverty. Social divisions. Colonizers frequently used divide-and-rule tactics, exacerbating ethnic and tribal tensions among Africans. This legacy of division still affects many African nations today. Fast forward to the post-colonization era. What happened after the British left Africa? Independence movements. After World War II, there was a surge in independence movements across Africa. Africans fought for their freedom from colonial rule, often through non-violent means led by influential figures like Nelson Mandela and Kwame Nkrumah. New nations emerge. As colonial powers withdrew, African nations emerged with their own governments and leaders. This period was marked by optimism, but it also came with challenges related to nation building and governance. Legacy of colonization. The effects of colonization still linger. Many African nations continue to grapple with issues like poverty, political instability, and ethnic tensions, which can be traced back to the colonial period. Cultural revival. Despite the challenges, there has been a resurgence of African cultures and traditions. Many nations are proud of their heritage and are working to preserve and celebrate their unique identities. In conclusion, British colonization in Africa had profound and lasting effects on the continent. While it brought economic development in some areas, it also caused immense hardships for local communities and left a legacy of social, political, and economic challenges that many African nations still face today. Understanding this history helps us appreciate the resilience and strength of African nations as they navigated the path to independence and continue to shape their destinies. If you found this video informative, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And as always, stay curious and keep exploring the fascinating stories that shape our world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.